Guys, this is Mkwawa, Iringa. This is where Mkwawa University is. That is kind of like a branch of University of Dar es Salaam. Look at this place, man. This is Iringa, and Iringa is beautiful. Iringa is amazing. Look at that, man. Look at that. Can you take a look at that? Would you take a look at that? Jesus. Jeez, look at that. Look at that, man. This is Tanzania. And this is Iringa. Iringa. Mkwawa. Mkwawa. If you guys you don't know, let me tell you a little bit about Mkwawa, okay? Mkwawa, the story of Mkwawa. Mkwawa, it was among of the chiefs here in Tanzania, specifically from Hehe tribe. And Mkwawa, he was very a victorious man. There was a time where German people came to Tanzania, and specifically to Iringa, because they wanted to capture this place, this blessed land of Mkwawa. This is where Chavalas are coming from, so this is where I come from, basically. You see that? Look at that. So he came, these Germans, they came, but they did not plan for their trip, you know, here. They just came, they thought, oh, those guys are just Africans, will be able to conquer them. You know what I'm saying? So they came as missionaries, and they wanted to divide and conquer. They planned a strategy and everything. But what happened is, the people, the Hehe tribe, they actually killed those missionaries. They did not kill them for no reason. Of course, at that time, they had their own traditions, they had their own tribe, they had their own religion. So they actually slayed them. Why? Because they did not want anything to interfere with what they believed in. They did not want somebody to come here with foreign gods and to introduce those gods to them. So what happened is, they killed them, and they fought the battle between Germans and Hehe tribe, and they beat the heck out of Germans. No offense to all Germans out there, all right? That's the history, and we have to tell the way it is, because I believe that you guys don't tell this story the same. I mean, I hear stories. I've been to German actually, but I've never been to schools to kind of like understand what is going on, right? So what happened is, those guys, they recruited again, and then they came back to Iringa with more people and more weapons to fight the Hehe tribe. And this tribe was actually led by Chief Mkwawa. But at that time, of course, we lost. And the reason why we lost, it was because there were some chiefs. I'm sorry guys, because I'm driving, so I have to focus on driving. That's why I'm not even looking at the camera sometimes. The chiefs who plotted the plan to actually fight against Mkwawa. Not everybody believed in what Mkwawa was doing. Not everybody subscribed to his vision. So these chiefs, they actually started to fight, like internally. They started gossiping, and they started to stir up some fire so that they may separate between one another. But things were not that extreme at that moment. So when the Germans came for the second time, they saw that the weakness. They saw their weakness, and the weakness was, there was some sort of division amongst the chiefs who were here. So what they did, they just did the same thing that they always did: divide and conquer. They were just fueling the fire between these different chiefs, so that some chiefs can turn against Mkwawa. Because Mkwawa's spirit was like, you know what? I'm not gonna back down for anything. I'm not going to bow down to you guys. You know, Hehe, that's the way Hehe we are, all right? Hehe, you know, okay, let me just say this. We don't subscribe to bullshit, all right? If you're looking down at me, I'm not gonna look up at you, all right? I'm gonna give you the same medicine as you're giving to me. You know what I'm saying? Okay, if you're even the story of Hehe, you know, hanging themselves, it's not because Hehes are cowards, no. Because they don't want to be humiliated, and they don't want to be taken advantage of. And that's the same thing that happened with Chief Mkwawa. So these Germans, they actually managed to divide between, you know, these different chiefs. So what happened is, you know, these Germans, they actually went somewhere on the mountain, something like there. You see that mountain? So they went there, and they sent the story back to the village, and they told the villagers that, you know what, we're calling you up here, there's some clothes we want to give you and some support we want to give you. And that's why I'm really against of all aids and donations that are coming from the Western countries, because I'm telling you guys, those guys do not love you. No offense to good Western people out there, but they never did before, they will never do. So don't pick up their money, don't take it. It's a trap. Some countries are receiving food donation from the Western countries. It's a trap. You Africans, you're farmers, and 70% of Africa's economy depends on, you know, agriculture. We say agriculture is the backbone of our economy. But why do we depend on, on picking up like products from them or receiving aid and donation from them? So what happened is they called them on the mountain. So these villagers, they went there expecting to get some clothes, because at that time, you know, they were not really wearing clothes. Some of them, they were wearing skin and whatever. So they actually wanted to change that. They went there, and what happened is, when everybody went there, all these villagers, those Germans, what they did, they beat the heck out of them. They shot them with their shotguns, and they killed all of them. It's one of the darkest history that most of us, we don't understand what happened. Come to Iringa, learn that history about Hehe people and what happened. And that was the that's how they won. That's how they conquered. Not Tanzania. That's how German they conquered Hehe tribe. So after that, Mkwawa, of course, after he realized that all the villagers have been killed and some chiefs, they turned against him, they joined their forces with German. What he did is he went on the mountain to hide. When he went there, he did not want to be captured. He said, I'm not going to bow down to the master. I'm not going to bow down to, to these white people, not master. I'm not going to bow down to them. No, until the end. I would rather take my own life than surrender to these guys, because I know what they will do. So he was holding a shotgun. And actually, I held that shotgun before. I went to Memorial and I held that shotgun. That picture, I'll find that picture. Perhaps I'll show you guys. And what he did is he killed himself. So he forgot that, people, they'll be able to hear the sound of the gun. So those Germans, they heard the sound of the gun, and what they did is they went all the way to the mountain, they searched for him, they got him, and then they cut his head. They actually cut his head, guys. They cut his head, and after that, they took that head all the way to Germany. They actually returned that head here to Tanzania not so long ago. They returned the head, it's actually hidden somewhere there called Kalenga as the memorial places. If you want to learn more about Tanzania and about Iringa and about Hehe tribe and what they did for the country. And I gotta tell you this, man. Hehe, we don't receive enough recognition to this country. Hehe is the only tribe in this country that fought against German and won for the first time. Without guns, without proper weapon, but we beat the heck out of them, and they had to go, to German to reorganize and came back, and they conquered us. But before that, we actually did. So give credit to him whom it's due. When you see me, you are looking at the warrior. You know who was the personal assistant of Mkwawa? The personal assistant of Mkwawa, his name was Chavala. My name, his name was Chavala. This was the personal assistant of Mkwawa. There's a little bit story that a lot of people, they don't, even myself, at the first I did not like it, but later on I realized, no, that actually happened for a reason. So this guy, he actually betrayed Mkwawa. He was not the one that, separate the groups of all these chiefs. But he betrayed Mkwawa in the sense that he just stopped working with Mkwawa. Why? Because Mkwawa was someone not easy to live with. A lot of people who have great vision, they're actually not easy to live with. So Mkwawa, sometimes he wanted his own things to be done, and I know Hehe people. Hehe people, they don't really back down, and especially Chavalas, they don't back down for no bullshit. So this guy, he did not come to an agreement with Mkwawa. So there's a lot of things that were going on, and they were quarreling against one another, and he did not subscribe to that. So what he decided, you know what, I'm not gonna stick with you no more. I'm just gonna walk away. So he walked. But he's the guy who saved Mkwawa for the time of his life. And I'm telling you guys, a lot of assistants are actually doing a great job and a good job, more than leaders themselves. People, they don't really pay attention to the assistant. But let me tell you this, there's no leader without the assistant. There's not president without vice president and prime minister. This is not to boost my name, but it's just to say that, man, I'm coming from the warrior tribe. I'm coming from the tribe that actually served this continent and beat the heck out of them when they wanted to come and colonize us. That's the tribe. That's the country. That's the that is the clan, and that is the country I'm coming from. So Africans, when you look at us fighting for this continent, we're fighting for everything we got. We are actually doing the same thing that our grandfather, they fought for. Our fathers, they fought for. All right? They gave everything they can to fight for this continent. And we're here doing the same thing. The same battle that Mkwawa started. The same battle that our ancestors started. The same battle we're doing it today. So Africans, let me tell you this. If you're not going to get anything from this message, just remember this, that do not be happy when people are giving you supports and aids. They don't love you. They don't love you as much as you can. Work your butt off to get what you own. If it's a business, run your business like a crazy man. If it is work, work as if there's no tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Remember God, pray, and do everything you can. Provide for your family and find wealth, because you can actually find wealth. Look at this. Let me show you. Look at this country. Take a look at that. You see that? This is Iringa, guy. Look at how beautiful it is, this country. Look at that. How would you say about this? Look at that, guys. Do you see this? Take a look at that and let it sink in. This is the country we are in. And this is just one country. And man, there's 54 countries in this continent. Now let me show you this beauty. 54 countries in this continent, and this is just one, and this is just one region. This is how beautiful our continent is. Look at that sky. You just take a look at that. Look at that sky, man. We have everything. What do you need? You need to go to Eastern Europe to look at the mountains, to look at that? No. Come here to Iringa. Look at this. This is Iringa, and it's Iringa town. It's not village here. Look at that. Look at people that are building their own houses. When you go to this developed country, people cannot own their own houses. It's too damn expensive. Here in the continent, people having their own house. Look at that. That is one. Another one is building here. Mansion. Another one house is there. By the way, this is my father and my mother house. They're building. Look at that. Look at that mansion. Look at that. There's a school here. There's a mosque. Anyway, these are people's houses. You understand what I'm saying? Africa, we have everything. Don't live like a poor man. And I don't stand those leaders who are constantly standing on their podium and say that, you know, we are a poor country. We are not poor country. We have poor leaders and poor leadership. We are not poor countries. Africans are not poor. Don't speak for us. Speak for yourself. Say, you know what? I am a poor leader in my country. Don't say we are poor countries. We're not poor. And I say that before, that, man, you know, there's 3 lies that I'm actually writing a book about it. I started writing this book like 3 months ago. It's more than 5 months ago. Almost half a year I started to write this. 3 lies that I've been talking for the past 6 years about this continent. The first one, that there's a developed country. This is a lie. All of us, we are a developing country. We are seeking the ways to develop ourselves. There's no developed country here. If you're a developed country, why are you coming to Africa, to this continent, to take all the work that is in this continent to develop yourself? Apple, they do the same thing. Even Elon Musk, you do the same thing. Why? Because this electric car, the material that I used to be made, to make the electric car, they come from Congo. Apple come from Congo. Supposed to have these industries here in the countries, here in the continent. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing. Another lie, they say that, you know what, there's a first world country, second world country, and we are third world country. No, there's no 3 different world. There's only one world, and that is the earth we're living in. Perhaps if Elon Musk, you know, fulfill his mission to go to Mars, maybe we'll be able to have 2 different worlds. But right now we have only one world, and all of us will live within. And the third lie, they say that, you know what, we are supporting Africa. That's a lie, because Africa sustains the world. The meaning of sustain, it means strengthen physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. That is sustain. That's what Africa is doing. Africa is one of the regions that everybody is taking up raw materials from Africa to develop themselves. So who is sustaining the world? Africa. Who is supporting the world? Africa. Because people are coming here poor, they live rich. Africa is doing that to them. The only people who do not realize and do not know is Africans. We are living in the countries, in the continent that is so rich, and we have everything we could ever wanted. But you know what? We do nothing with it. And some other people, foreigners, are come here in the continent, and they sleep in the land we're sleeping in. They walk in the land we're walking in, and they move out of here rich. There's billions and billions and billions of money. They go outside of Africa every single day. Every single day, while Africans are living poorly and we have nothing on the table. What are we going to say about that? Are we going to say Africa is poor? Why, whatever these people are coming to the... You know, when you see white people here in the continent, don't think they're coming only for vacation here. No, that's how colonization started from the start. They come here to explore the land. They come here to do business. They come here to take whatever that they can to develop themselves. And that's how. They come here poor. They live here rich. This continent is blessed. We are blessed people. And anybody who comes here live blessed life. And they know it. Ask them if you don't have anything holding against Africa and you're not an African, you understand what I'm saying. You know it is true. When you come here, whatever you have, if you have $1,000, you're going to leave here with $10,000. Why? Because there's a spirit of multiplication in this continent. Why? Because God blessed this continent with everything you can. Whatever you can imagine, God blessed this continent. Only people who do not realize that is us Africans. And we're living poorly. So stop living poorly. We have been given dominion over this continent, dominion over this land. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. Don't even let your leader tell you otherwise, that you cannot do it. You are poor. You ain't poor. Nobody is poor. We're not poor. We're living in the land that is so richful with resources and money everywhere. And paper money has no value. But the resource that is in this continent has everything. And I'm subscribing to that. So guys, this is a simple message. I hope you get it. And I hope you can share with your kids. If your dad, your mom, share this message with your kids. It's very important to train our kids and to show them that, you know what, this is the life that we're supposed to live in. Okay? Appreciate, guys. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about that. Until next time, enjoy the beauty of this continent. Ciao.